Hi, thanks for coming back to my channel. I know it's been a little while since I posted a video. I've had some projects along the way that I was kind of thinking that I wanted to post on, but it didn't really pan out in the end. It wasn't really something that I ended up being interested in, but I'll tell you about it anyway. I ended up doing paper making. I just thought it would be fun. I saw somebody online that did that type of thing. The whole typography and making your own paper and your own stamps and that type of thing kind of really interested me at the time. So I thought, how hard could it possibly be to make some paper? I made myself a little mold and a little decal, so that way I can kind of do this at home. The decal and the mold, I basically just used some storm door screen, and I used that as so I could kind of sift the pulp and make it into this. So here's the question. Right, my very first attempt was this type of paper. What's the difference between the paper bag that I took this from and this? Nothing. The paper bag probably was better quality. So I guess I kind of had fun with the process, but the end result ended up being something that was kind of pointless. The second attempt that I made was, and I didn't think about this at the time, I tried mixing different colors together, thinking that I would get something that's kind of speckled. So I used like blue and yellow, orange type of thing. And I ended up coming up with a salmon color paper. I have no idea what to do with this because I don't usually use salmon type of paper or any kind of color paper like this. So what ended up happening was I took the pulp, I took the paper, blended it up into pulp, and it ended up doing what it would do if you have different colors. So it mixed the colors together, and I ended up getting this. I wanted speckles. So anyway, it was a fun project, and I like I said, I was going to take a video of it and kind of go through the whole process, but I don't think I'm going to incorporate that into this channel just because of how messy it is, and also it doesn't really fit with what I want to do. I did try doing some 100% cotton because my wife does she paints, right? So she was looking for some paper that would be like 100% cotton. My problem with that was that I didn't cut the cotton sheet that I was using. I didn't cut it good enough. Like I didn't cut it small enough. So when I went to blend it, it just ended up being a goopy mess that, yeah, it just ended up being a mess. So we're not going to go down that road. But I do have a project today that I am planning on finishing, and it's an environmental sensor project, just so that it kind of measures indoor air quality. I'll show this here in a second, but I'll just kind of describe it. Actually, I'll switch screens and then I'll describe it. I need to figure out a way of filming desk type of videos like this where I can explain things. I need to figure out a way of getting my camera set up in a way that's not going to make it so it's blurry or have the leg of my tripod in the way. So I'm going to work on that. But so it's an environmental air sensor, and I'm using a Raspberry Pi Pico W as a controller. I'm using an SGP30 air quality sensor, so it's a gas sensor, and it measures total volatile organic compounds, so TVOC. And it's basically the type of gases that could cause some irritation in breathing, that type of thing. It also measures CO2, so that'll be good in the wintertime. Excess of CO2 can make you kind of sluggish, that type of thing. I also have a DHT11, which is a air quality, or not air quality, sorry, temperature and humidity sensor. And I put that there so that way I can feed back temperature data and humidity to the gas sensor, and it'll give me better readings. It's kind of like a calibration type of idea. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to put this into some kind of a container that I'll end up making with the 3D printer. I'll be sure to hopefully line everything up properly. I'm not quite sure how it's going to look yet because my 3D printing abilities are getting there, let's just say. The idea behind this is, I'm going to have a kind of a part two to this where I'll have an air quality or a particle sensor on the back of it, And the idea is so I can measure different particle sizes, and maybe that'll kind of give my wife and I an idea of why our allergies are so bad or why we feel a certain way. And I've kind of already learned a little bit from this because I'm getting a TVOC rating that's or TVOC value that's over 500. And when you go look online, it'll show you that anything below 500 is decent air quality. Anything above it starts to get into the range where it can irritate and cause inflammation. So I'm already getting really, really high values, and I don't know exactly what's causing it. Now I'm down here in my workshop here, and I have a TVOC value of 2,284 parts per billion. That's incredibly high. That might be because I have it right by my face pretty much, and I'm probably breathing in it. I'm also showing a CO2 of 1,006 parts per million, which is incredibly high as well. So I need to figure out how all of this kind of fits together, make sure that I'm getting sane values out of it, put it into some kind of a container, and then I'd like to show you guys the end result. Part two to this would be when I get the particle sensor itself. Then I'll show you how all that works. I'll also show you the code at that time of how it's all going to kind of fit together. The idea that I have right now is that I'm going to use the Wi-Fi portion of the Pico W to connect to an MQTT server and just spit out the raw values, TVOC, CO2, temperature, and humidity. That's generally a general idea. And maybe I'll use something like Home Assistant, or I'll make my own little portal to kind of keep track of the air quality. So, okay, that's basically what I have for now. See you guys soon.